Hello everyone, I am Nikhil Misra, an intern at Lexis and Company. Today, through this video, I will be discussing with you all about FIR. Though FIR is not defined under any section of the CRPC with any strict definition, it is an information given under subsection 1 of section 154 of CRPC, and it is commonly known as FIR or say First Information Report. It is the earliest and the first information of a cognizable offence recorded by an officer in charge of a police station. Section 154 of CRPC further provides that the information may be given by any person, be it victim, a witness, or someone else with knowledge of the crime, either orally or in written to an officer who is in charge of the police station, and such information shall be reduced in writing by such officer and shall be signed by the person giving it and kept in the prescribed books. Subsection 2 of the section 154 of CRPC provides that informant is entitled to get a copy of the first information report lodged by him free of cost. So many times we have seen that the police is not entertaining the FIR in they don't want to register the FIR. So what are the reasons for non-registration of FIR? So the main reasons behind the non-registration of FIR are non-cognizable offense. If the offense is non-cognizable, the FIR is not registered by the police. And second is no jurisdiction over the area where offense has been committed. So if the offense has been committed in an area which is not under the jurisdiction of the concerned police station where the informant want to register the FIR, it will not be registered by the police station or say officer in charge of the police station. And the third reason behind the non-registration of FIR is additional and lengthy paperwork. The police officers don't want to do lengthy paperwork or say additional work. They want to get rid of the work, so they don't tend to register the FIR most of the times. Many times we have seen that if a person goes to police station and he wants to register the FIR, he is not entertained or the information is not entertained by the officer in charge at the police station. So there are many reasons behind the non-registration of FIR. I will be discussing with you all it one by one. The very first reason behind the non-registration of FIR is the offense is non-cognizable. That is non-cognizable offense. If the offense is non-cognizable, then the FIR will not be registered by the officer in charge or police station say. So if the FIR is to be registered, then the offense must be cognizable one. And the second reason behind the non-registration of FIR is no jurisdiction over the area where offense has been committed. So if the offense is being committed in an area which is out of the jurisdiction of the concerned police station where the person wants to get the FIR registered, it will not be entertained by the concerned police station because the jurisdiction area is out of their control. And the third reason behind the non-registration of FIR is additional and lengthy paperwork. This is an excuse by the police officers or say the officer in charge. They don't want to get hassled into the lengthy paperwork and additional works. So mostly they tend to not register the FIR and they just take the complaint of the complainant and take it from them and keep it up to them. They don't tend to reduce it into an FIR. And the fourth reason behind the non-registration of FIR is pressure from higher authority or influential person. So this is the most common reason which we see in today's society. If a person wants to get his FIR registered against any influencer person or any person who is higher in authority, higher in profession, so the FIR will not be entertained by the police. The police don't tend to register the FIR against such persons because of the influence he has or she has in the society or in the higher authority. Another reason behind the non-registration of FIR is that FIR enhances the crime figure and keeps the officer and concerned police station in charge and concerned police station in limelight. So police officers don't tend to register the FIR because it highlights their concerned police station, their jurisdiction area. So these were the reasons behind the non-registration of FIR. Now, if FIR is not registered, what should the informant do or what are the remedies available to the informant who want to register the FIR? So there are a few remedies available in case of non-registration of FIR. I will be discussing with you all about those remedies. So one can use those remedies which I will be discussing in case when the police refuses to file FIR. First one is that the informant can approach the concerned superintendent of police or the commissioner of the police with a written complaint. The another remedy which can be availed by the informant is that the informant can file a complaint to the judicial magistrate, metropolitan magistrate under section 156 subsection 3 read with the section 190 of the criminal procedure code, thereby praying FIR to be registered by the police. The another remedy available to the informant is that a writ petition may be filed in the respective high court for seeking damages compensation if the inaction of the police on the complainant or say non-registration of FIR has resulted in the deprivation of life and liberty of any person guaranteed under Article 21 of the Constitution of India. The another and an additional remedy which can be availed in case the FIR is not registered by the police. So it is that the informant can file a complaint to the State Human Rights Commission of the concerned state or National Human Rights Commission in written form that particular police officer is not doing his duty of enforcing the law which is made to be enforced for public welfare. Now I would like to discuss with you all a very landmark judgment in concerned with the FIR about the FIR. This judgment is all about FIR. So it is Lalita Kumari versus Government of Uttar Pradesh. In this case, the Supreme Court had framed 8 guidelines to be followed by police. Some of the guidelines which has been laid down by the Supreme Court which are to be followed by the police are: the police officer cannot avoid his duty of registering offence if cognizable offence is disclosed. Action must be taken against erring officers who do not register the FIR if information received by him discloses a cognizable offence. Now another guideline is that the conduction of preliminary inquiry depends on the facts and circumstances of each case. It is not same as in every case. Now another guideline laid down by the Supreme Court is that the court also provided an illustrative list of such cases which included matrimonial, family disputes, commercial offences, medical negligence cases, corruption cases, and cases where there was a delay in initiating a criminal case. And another important guideline laid down by the Supreme Court in this case is that the court also ordered that in any case a preliminary inquiry should be initiated within 7 days. In March 2014, the time limit was modified and extended to 15 days in normal cases and 6 weeks in exceptional cases. So these were the basics of FIR, that what is FIR and why FIR is not registered, what are the remedies available in case FIR is not registered. So what do you think? What other remedies are available to the informant or to the public if the FIR is not registered behind these official procedures or official remedies as discussed by me? You can tell me in the comment section of this YouTube video. So please tell me what are the remedies available to the informant if in the case FIR is not registered by the police, because it is necessary for public to know that what are the remedies available to them, since everyone is not aware of the legal things, legal documents, legal remedies available. So sometimes the very common things like common and unofficial things like tweeting to a higher authority via Twitter can be an important tool to get the FIR registered, or information or mailing direct to the higher authority in the state or say at the national level can also get your FIR registered. So these are some of the unofficial tools which can be used to register the FIR. Now I would like to discuss with you a few things. Firstly, I would like to ask you a question that in case the offense occurs in some area and you want to register the FIR in another area, like for example, the area is not under the jurisdiction of the concerned police station, but the police station is near the area of offense. So what will you do? I will tell you what you can do in that case. Here comes the concept of zero FIR. I will tell you about what is zero FIR. Zero FIR was introduced to protect the informant and the victim against technicalities. Zero FIR takes away the concept of jurisdiction to allow for smooth initiation of proceedings. It ensures that justice is neither delayed or nor denied. A zero FIR can be filed at any police station irrespective of the jurisdiction. Do note that, do mention that a zero FIR can be filed at any police station without any restriction of the jurisdiction. So in case an offense occurs in an area which is out of the jurisdiction of the police station, but it is near to the police station, and the concerned jurisdictional police station of the area of offense is far from the area in which offense has occurred, so you can file the FIR in the police station which is near to the area of offense. There will not be restrictions regarding or due to the jurisdiction control of the police station. You can file a zero FIR. Zero FIR concept has come to finish off, to abolish, or to say to erase these things like jurisdictional area or restrictions due to it. So it can be filed in any police station irrespective of the jurisdiction. Filing of such FIR is mandatory and no one can deny its registration. So even the police station or officer in charge cannot deny the registration of zero FIR because of restrictions of the jurisdictional area. It is lodged under the serial 0 and hence its name is zero FIR. Such an FIR is later transferred to the police station that has actual jurisdiction. So as I said, if the police station is near the area of offense, you can get your FIR registered there, but it will be later on transferred to the police station which has the jurisdictional control over that area or the area of offense. The jurisdiction is not disturbed in the case of zero FIR. The police station within whose border the offense was committed will have sole jurisdiction, and the police station where zero FIR is filed is responsible only for its filing and not for its transfer, not for the investigation of the offense or say for actual further proceedings under the registered FIR. So this was all about FIR and zero FIR. So at the end of this video, in the conclusion part, I would like to mention few things, that no one has the right to violate it or refuse it, as in the registration of FIR cannot be refused by any police station. It is the right of every person to get his or her FIR registered at the police station. FIR in the cognizable cases should be done properly and not like any burden, and this should be known by all the police officers in India. You cannot just deny the registration of FIR that it is burdening the work or the police station is already having so much of workload and any other reason which the police gives the informant as an excuse. So there should be nothing like that. And sometimes police misuse their position by refusing to file the FIR because they think that all those weak people cannot file a complaint against them because they are more powerful and they are afraid of them. So it shouldn't be like that. No one should be afraid of any police officer or any higher authority. It is the right of every person to get his or her FIR registered, irrespective of the fact that the concerned person, the concerned party in the FIR, to whom against the FIR is registered is very higher person or very influential person. The FIR or the concerned police station or say the chief in charge of the police station shouldn't be concerned regarding the influence of the person against whom the FIR is to be registered. Then in most cases it is refused by the police to file FIR when it is the case of any helpless woman, because it is considered that they cannot they cannot take help from any other person or from any other higher authority. So many times helpless women are they are sent back from the police station without registering FIR. So it is not the law. It is completely against the law. It is, as I am explaining again and again, that it is the right of every person to get his or her FIR registered, irrespective of the influence of the person or whoever the person is in the person who is registering the FIR. The person who is against whom the FIR is to be registered, or who has gone to register the FIR, be it any helpless woman, be it any very influential person. The FIR can be registered against any person, be it any influential person and it can be registered by any person, be it helpless woman or say a very young man. It can be registered against any person and against and by any person. But it shouldn't be taken as that you can register your FIR against any person who has not committed any offense, or just to waste the time of the police. No, the FIR should be authentic. Otherwise, legal action can be taken in case it is found that FIR which is registered is false. Thank you. This was all about from my part about the FIR.